Please let it be enough. Oh, thank God. Hello, everybody. Today we are going to run through Pokemon Emerald using only a meditite. Once again, it's a Pokemon that I have never used. While Medicham looks cool, his stats are not that great, so I never cared to play with it. To be fair, I did not consider the fact that his pure power ability doubles their attack, so if you include that, Meditite stats are not so bad all of a sudden. Nothing new on the rules front, but let's recap them for any new viewers. I can only use my starter in combat, I can't use any consumables in combat, I can't raise my evasion, and I can't use any cheats or glitches. As far as nature goes, I just got the first one that boosts physical attack. Adamant is maybe not the best, as I will use a few special moves, especially at the start of the game, but I'll manage. I also did not realize that Meditite only starts with my favorite move, Bite. For the first fight, it does not matter, as you can't lose it, so eventually we get a couple of bites off. The main problem turned out to be May. For some reason I forgot that Bite is garbage, so I tried her a few times and lost. A better idea would have been to run out of PPs and try her using struggle. Ultimately, I leveled up once more, and this allowed me to just barely survive and defeat her. The troubles are not over though, because I did not learn my lesson and did the same with the grunt in Petalwood Forest. This time it was even worse because his Puchiena has sand attack, and unlike in Gen 1, here in Hoenn Bite does do the accuracy check. So with all of that sand in my eyes, I could not land a hit to save my life, literally. Between the two fights, I learned Confusion, but since Puchiena is a dark type, I can't use it against him. And once again, Struggle looks very good right now. Eventually, I got a bit lucky and won. And then this happened. Yeah, full odds shiny. I mean, it was bound to happen sooner or later. As you can see by the cursor, I was losing my mind just a little bit. Of course, I got it because I couldn't let it go, and then I took on Roxanne. Confusion is not bad against her, but I got lucky again, and it turns out that Hidden Power is Steel type, so I will use it against her instead. I don't think its base power is very high, but at least it's a physical, so I can make use of pure power. Between the super effective move and the fact that we resist rock, this badge was quite easy, and most importantly, I don't need to use bite anymore. Freedom! Also, we have to do the rematch against the Puccina Grant. Sweet, sweet revenge. Yeah, I know I should work on my evil laughter. Once we are done with the Pico side quest, I decided to get vengeance on May too for what she did to me at the start of the game. Against her, steel power is not good, so I just spammed the confusion for a while and in a few turns we defeat her too. Since we have confusion and resist fighting moves, you can understand why I wanted to stop by Brawly's gym and quickly humiliate him. Apparently, I should not be so cocky because while matchup was easy, his own Meditite turned out to be a pain. It uses light screen, so I can't do that much damage with confusion, and I have to spend a good number of turns cosplaying Professor X and blasting him with my mind powers. At least Makuhita was easier with equip. With the two badges in our pocket, we can make our way to Slateport, where there are more Team Aqua grants with dark types. Fortunately, this time I can use Hidden Power, even if it is resisted, to deal with the two Carvanas. The second grant also has a Zubat, but since it is a poison type and we have a stab psychic move, it does not last long. Carvana bites me, which is rude, but then it dies, so it's fine. I think this is the only fight in the game where I never lost in any video, but I might be wrong. Anyway, after we are done with that situation, we have to fight May once again. This time her team is a lot stronger, but that does not matter since we are not locked in Bile anymore. Tombasken is weak to confusion, so maybe I should have gave her another starter, but it's too late now. L'Ombre somehow leaves two hits, but Swift is not exactly the best move, so we can defeat her. Next is a Watson, and for him I leveled until I learned High Jump Kick. I was surprised that it is just high as in hi how are you, and not high as in tall. I guess Gen 3 is plagued by character limit too. Anyway, this move is great until you miss and lose half of your HP. Thankfully, it does not happen, so it's an easy win. We then have to climb the Vesuvio to stop Maxi from causing Pompeii 2.0. His team is interesting. Intimidate is still a problem, but as long as we land high jump kick, we should be fine. Of course, I have to use Confusion on Zubat since it resists fighting, and then we can finish it with another kick against the Camerapt. Unfortunately for me, my good luck with that move ends there, since I kept missing it against Flannery. This caused me to lose against her purple a few times, so I had to employ another strategy. I used a bullcap that I got from Brawly to raise my attack, and after a few boosts, I can use Secret Power, which is 100% accurate, to sweep her team. While it has a lot less base power, about half of high jump kick after stab, the extra accuracy is worth it. I did not use it against Torpal since I was not sure it was enough. Thankfully, high jump kick does not miss, so we won. Next up is our dad, and since he is a normal type gym leader, it should be easy, but since I just got burned by Flannery, pun intended, you never know what the outcome of high jump kick will be. Somehow it decides to not miss 4 times in a row, which has about 63% chance of happening, so I'm taking the badge with no pushback. After this gym, we get the Surf HM, and I can finally start to gather a few citrus berries, so I'm ready for the next few fights. The last forced match against May was kinda easy. Without using Bullcap, I don't have enough damage to one-shot her, so she confuses me. Not this again. It takes a couple of turns before I can hit her again and defeat the Pelipper. Combusken rightfully uses Bullcap, but then I snap out of it and defeat him with a high jump kick. L'Ombre, as usual, uses a fake out just to be annoying and then goes down to another hit. Or not, because I crash and lose half of my HP. At least I land the next hit to seal the deal. Soon after the May fight, we have to face the next gym leader. Her Pokémons are super effective against me, so I was kinda worried about her. I decided to set up a bit and proceed with Secret Power, since it can't miss and it is neutral on most of our team. I only had to switch moves against Discovery, where I used one of the last high jump kicks of the run. Altaria quickly follows it to the grave with a secret power, and we are done with what I thought was the hardest gym of the run. After snatching the magma emblem from Mount Pyre, I went to Lily Cove to fight May again. This time I did not use high jump kick. At this point, unless it's required, I am better off to set up once or twice and then use secret power. Unfortunately, the punishment for missing the kick is way too high and I can't risk losing because of it. After we defeated her, we have to rush to the magma cave to stop Maxi, but as soon as we arrive, he activates the blue orb to revive Groudon. After the legendary books it, the team magma leader attacks us. His team is not so easy because of the Crobat. He confuses me and we all know what happens next. I hit myself and he does a ton of damage with wing attack. Fortunately, even if I can't take it out in one turn, I snap out of confusion and finish the purple mammal. I didn't really have to, but I risked the high jump kick and it does not miss, so we won the fight. Next up is the double fight with Tate and Liza. For them, I already have Shadow Ball. The shiny Puchiena makes a guest appearance because I just had to use it in the video. She dies immediately because of an earthquake, but it's the thought that counts. From here I can one-hit KO all of their Pokémons. The only problem is that I will take a hit every turn too. Thanks to the citrus berry that I'm holding, I can get through the fight with about half HP left. And then we went from one double fight to the next, as we have to aid Steven, the most favorite champion by my audience apparently, fight against Maxi and another random Magmagrunt, I guess. This fight looks kinda scary, given how the previous match against Maxi went, but this time I did not get as unlucky. Also, I would like to take a second to thank you guys and gals, even if YouTube analytics says there are no goals, for the 50 subs. While it may not be that much in the grand scheme of things, for me it's a lot. I don't even know 50 people in real life. Technically, I am at 49 when writing the script, but I think I can lure one more unfortunate soul in 2.5 weeks. It's actually 50 at the time of recording, so I did it. Anyway, after Steven gives us the dive HM, we can reach Archie, who is in Kyogre's den about to wake it up. The fight starts well. I can land a kick on my Tiena to destroy it, and then Crobat leaves a hit and crits me back with an air slash, almost taking me out in one hit. Archie throws some more potions on it, but eventually he runs out, so I can sweep the rest of his team. Once we are done with that situation, the red orb activates and wakes up Kyogre, who leaves without subscribing. Don't be like it. Press that not read anymore button and also press the bell button. Even if I'm pretty good with the upload schedule, you never know when there might be a surprise video. And since you are already there, give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, we have to defeat the 8th gym leader. I finally completed my moveset by adding return to it. For the match, I decided to boost against Whiscash since it is less dangerous than Latvisk, and from here it's a simple sweep, even if his Pokémons are quite tanky to be honest. After a few more turns, we finally earned the last gym badge too, and we are now ready to embark to the journey through the Victory Road. Here, as usual, we find Wally, who has a pretty good team. Unfortunately for him, meditite at this point is a lot stronger than it might seem. I take a bit of damage while I'm bulking up, but then there is not a whole lot his team can do to me. I even risk it with a high jump kick, but the game just seems content giving me the win without fighting back. After defeating Wally, we can cut straight to the Elite Four. The first member is Sidney, and even if we have the type advantage, my damage output is still not that crazy because Intimidate. The best option would have been to set up and safely sweep with Return, but since we are a fighting type, I could not resist using our not so exclusive move. A miss makes me change priorities very fast, and I finish his team with a couple normal hits. Once his last Pokemon gets defeated, we have to move on to the second member. Phoebe would be scary if not for the fact that we have Shadow Ball. Some trainers in this game would be very problematic if not for a random TM somewhere in the region. I used Bulk Up while her lead was protecting, so now I know that I will one-shot her Pokémons. Between super effective and pure power, I am sure Meditite is doing an impressive amount of damage. Next up is the ice called Glacia, who is not exactly a challenge. I have the time to use Bulk Up while her Celio uses Hail, and from here, as you might imagine, it's just a sweep with a return. While it's true that high jump kick is super effective and probably enough to defeat her with no boosts, I really did not want to miss and then get frozen by an ice beam or something like that. As usual, the hail does not mean much when her Pokémons don't even get the chance to play the game. So that is another Elite Four down. The last one, and probably the scariest one, is Drake. I did not set up against Sheldon because I did not want to get slowed down by him. Somehow it leaves a return, but after I took it out, I, like a fool, decided to set up with Altaria because it's not like it's super effective on me or something like that. After taking it out, I set up again with Kingdra, and this time I got crit by a surf. Man, I can't catch a break. Well, now I am running out of health, so YOLO! By some miracle, even after the Intimidate, Salamence is still a one-shot. At this point, I should make Return the official move of the channel. Wallace is the last fight in the run, and he has a lot of tanky Pokémons, so I had no other chance but to set up a bit against his lead. Wailord does a good amount of damage to me in exchange, but I survive. I could have used more bulk ups, but also did not want to drag the video longer. His AI is not very smart and should have sent out Gyarados first to negate my boosts, but instead keeps it in the back. When it comes out, it survives a hit and starts boosting himself. I sneak in a bulk up while he's healing, so now I can defeat him and the Milotic that soon follows. This way I finished the fight and the run. Somehow, someway, Meditite finished with single-digit resets. I was really not expecting that. Thank you for watching. Please take a moment to like the video, subscribe, share, and all of that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you next week. Bye!